Now they have to sit there. I mean, if we really play this thing out, I'd be curious with you. Why do you think they chose to all of a sudden flip June 27th debate, and then the next one's going to be, in September? And first one I think is CNN. Second one I think it's ABC, if I'm not mistaken. Why do you think all of a sudden they flip so quickly? Are you part of the camp that thinks maybe they're trying to see how good he's going to be to kind of replace him? Or what is the motive of trying to do
there are
it?
many levels, and I don't know the answer. I think it's getting a little late to try and replace him, honestly. And I think that'd be a pretty hard sell. And with whom? And what do you do with Kamala? This is the problem with DEI, with elevating people beyond their capacity, taking like a true mouth-breathing moron like Kamala Harris and making her vice president. Like these are the wages of sin that they're dealing with now, and I'm really glad to see it. So I don't know that they replace him. I don't know how they can. Maybe they're more clever than I am and have a plan. I think it's as simple as the guy who's down wants to debate. He needs to change the storyline. If the trend is hurting Joe Biden, it's not his friend. And so they got to do something. Like, why not a debate? And again, it comes back to pharmacology. Like, they're injecting him with drugs. And so for a short period of time, he can seem sentient and aware and semi-capable, old, but not a vegetable. The rest of the time he is a vegetable. And I think they can get away with that for an hour and a half or 2 hours. And I think I don't know, but my guess is they think they just have to show that he's not as senile as you think he is. And that's going to be enough. It was did you watch State of the Union?
I did.
He didn't seem quite as retarded as he normally does. No, he didn't. And that's drugs. I mean, I know someone, a makeup artist who worked on Joe Biden during the 2020 campaign, who was there when he got the drugs, like in the room with the doctor.
What kind of drugs?
Presumably amphetamines.
Okay.
Adderall, some version of that.
Right.
And so who watched it and took over a series of days and told me all about it. So that's absolutely real. And we've never gotten a readout on what drugs he's taking. By the way, he's the president of the United States. He has a nuclear arsenal at his command. Mm-hmm. He has the briefcase. I mean, he should be required to disclose what drugs he's taking, no?
Yeah, I mean, we would want to know, but that's never going to happen. I mean, that's never.
Well, then who's in control of the government?
Right.
He's our employee. If your housekeeper shows up and she seems drunk, you get to say, "Are you drunk? Prove you're not drunk or go home."
All they're waiting for is the next George Floyd. That's all they need. They need their next George Floyd. And what month are we in right now? Today's what?
May 22nd.
Okay. May 25th is coming up in 3 days. May 26th is in a few days. They need chaos back again, except they're going to do it in a different way.
I keep thinking that about the Israel-Palestine thing. I'm probably the only person in the world who doesn't have very strong feelings on it. I like Israel. I'm not against the Palestinians. I'm just kind of agnostic. I'm just too American for this whole conversation. But when that becomes the biggest news story in the United States, a conflict across the globe, and when these protests are blown so out of proportion by all news media, you have to think, like, maybe this is not a reflection of reality. Like, maybe I'm being played here a little bit, right? Or maybe I'm being played a lot.
Well, maybe you are. I want to apologize because I didn't start off by congratulating you on your one of the most honest outlets out there, Newsweek, reporting your massive contract you signed with Russian TV. Congratulations on that.
It's just part of my ongoing business relationship with Vladimir Putin. No, of course, I never even contemplated. I have no idea what they're talking about. I have nothing to do with Russian media. I couldn't even identify 3 Russian media outlets. Of course, I don't speak Russian. But that's a pretext for a FISA warrant. So you put that out there, and Newsweek knows this, and they're mad at me for other reasons, of course. And you put this out there, and all of a sudden it gives the Biden administration, an excuse to spy on me, which they already are, but and have been over the last several years. But what's crazy is you can live in a country where that's completely illegal, and everyone knows it's happening, and nobody says anything about it. And the only people who do say anything about it, like Julian Assange or Ed Snowden, like, they're the ones facing life in prison. I mean, it's like, it's a little bit upside down. I would say no, but that story. Look, the media don't just mislead you. They're not just, worker bees for the Democratic Party. They're, they want to hurt you. Like, actually hurt you, like put you in prison or kill you. Like, they're that involved in the machinery of internal repression in this country. So
you're not saying that the DOJ would ever give permission to use deadly force when they're invading a former
when
president.
they're going through Melania's underwear drawers.
That would never happen.
Yeah, if Melania shows up and says, "Why are you going through my nightgowns?"
Boom.
Bam!
Yeah.
Deadly force.
Deadly force.
So I would say that the problem that we have as as people who are not part of the machine, you don't even need to be, it's not even a right or left question. It's, are you on the side of lies or are you not? Is we don't understand just how serious they are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you were running DOJ and you saw a search warrant that said, yes, the use of deadly force applies in a documents case, a classified documents case. By the way, the documents were meaningless. No one's ever shown otherwise. Doesn't matter. You can put them on the internet now. It just doesn't matter, actually. And if you were the Attorney General and you were looking through the warrant and said use of deadly force is allowed, you'd say, whoa, 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 whoa. We're literally rooting through Melania's dresser. We don't need to use deadly. Wouldn't you say that? Just as someone who believes in fairness and sanity?
The fact that you're putting that in there to give permission, and it's just kind of, water under, no worries. Next news cycle, it's not a big story. Next news cycle, it's not a big story.
But what does it say? It says that they're serious enough to kill you. Absolutely they are. Gonzalo Lira got murdered in Ukrainian prison. This, of course, run by the State Department and CIA. Basically killed by the Biden administration. No big deal.
Well, I mean, at least
he's an American citizen.
But at least the confidence comes the fact that never in the history of U.S. has the government ever assassinated a president. So it's not like that kind of a person who's a very ambitious vice president would never do that to become a president historically, and within minutes want to be sworn in. It
sounds like a dangerous conspiracy theory to me. So Let me ask you though, it's pretty clear to me that 2 summers ago, so August 2022, when that deadly force raid on Mar-a-Lago took place and they rooted through the former First Lady's underwear, that was the moment when Trump kind of came back. Like, DeSantis was done. This is my read on it. Mm-hmm. The more they persecute Trump unfairly, the more transparently grotesque and corrupt it is, the stronger Trump becomes. I mean, I think it seems pretty obvious. There's been polling on this. Do you think the people who did it knew that would happen? How much of this did they think through?
No, I don't. I actually don't think they thought it would happen. I think they think it's working. And now it's too late. Michael Cohen, did you steal from the Trump organization? Yes, sir, I did. What? Yeah, I did. Holy shit. So now somebody on CNN has to say, it's over for this guy, right?
Yeah.
So this is another reason why sometimes when people are, we're going to sue those guys, go ahead and do it. Then comes discovery. You got to also give me your discovery, right? Meaning, so
of course,
when you're suing, I want to see your discovery. Give me your discovery. Let's go through it. You're suing me? Great. Let's go through it. I want to see discovery on text exchange, email exchange. Oh, shit. No, we don't want to do that. Well, but that's how lawsuits work. I want also discovery, right? So now it's backfiring.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.